What's up? What's good? It's your boy Tommy Springfield back up in here with another one of these videos. But before I get into all that, how you doing? As you can see, we got Dr. Phil on the screen, but this video is about a black man. I think he's like a state representative or something, and he says he doesn't believe in reparations, and I don't either. Let's hear his reasoning.
Not everybody suffered equally. I mean, when you go into slavery, it's much more complex than white people were the oppressors and black people were the victims. If you dissect it, you will find there were about 3,700 free blacks who owned 12,000 slaves.
Did you hear that? There were 3,000 and some change free black Americans that owned 12,000 slaves. Do they have to pay reparations? Do the descendants of those black families that own those slaves have to pay reparations? That's his question.
Black slaves. The question is, do the descendants of those free blacks who owned black slaves, do they pay?
Or we just
really,
gonna blame white people?
Benefited more the first 100 years after slavery we have in the last 50 years. I was born in 1937 during the Depression. Everyone in my small, low-income black community, 98% of the households had a man and a woman raising children. Elderly people could walk safely in that community without fear of being assaulted.
And this is what I be talking about. The agenda is all wrong in the black community. The woman thinks she's the man. She thinks she's the head of the house. And these kids are suffering because of this. You know what I'm saying? But, listen to him, and I'm sure people will find many excuses not to listen to his numbers.
Assaulted by their grandchildren. Never heard a gunfire during that time. Never heard of a child being shot to death in the crib. But there are 50 children today who have been shot and killed in our cities. If you're talking about remedies, we've got to look beyond saying that every solution has to have a winner and a loser, that blacks can only benefit if whites lose. We have to be defined more than just victims of oppression. When whites were at their worst, blacks were at their best. When we were denied access to hotels, we built our own. We have to communicate to our people.
See, what he's saying is, blacks just sitting around, we want reparations, we want somebody to give us something. Instead of, like back in the day when we was denied something, we went and did it ourselves. If we were denied to go into a bank, we went and opened our own bank. If we were denied going into a restaurant, we went into our own restaurant. We built our own restaurant, But now, everybody's sitting around, oh, reparations and the white man this and the white man that. When back in the day, we went and got it. We have to change the narrative.
The history of how they achieved in the face of oppression. But if we continue to sit back and say all of the challenges that we face in out of wedlock births of violence, that somehow the control of that is in the hands of white America, and therefore until white.
And you see, I've been seeing this also. Black America been blaming white people for what? For your failures? For your misdeeds? For your laziness? For your lack of hard work? That's all the white man's fault, huh? He holding you back from working hard. He holding you back from chasing and achieving your dreams. Bullshit. Black people have been holding black people back for hundreds of years, and that's what he's trying to say. We got to stop blaming people like, oh, as soon as the white people change, things are going to get better. No, it's not, because we're going to still live the same way.
People change. There's nothing that we can do. This sets up a terrible situation for this nation. The big crisis facing America is not racial. It is a moral and spiritual freefall that is consuming our children. The highest death rate among black families is homicide. Among Silicon Valley, the highest level of suicide, 6 times the national average. In Appalachia, there are prescription drugs. And so if we are to address this crisis that is causing our children to lack a sense of personal responsibility or value for their own life, they will take their own life or take someone else's.
And another thing, excuse me, I believe if you want to hurt us, or if the white man really want to kill us off, they would give us reparations because we're gonna kill you. Within a couple years of getting those reparations, we're gonna kill ourselves off. We're gonna go spend the money with the nail shop, the weave shop, the wig shop. The bud man gonna get the money. The fancy car spot gonna get the money. All while not starting no new businesses, not buying our own houses or buying our own land. And just think, the people that rush out and spend their money real fast, they gonna be back robbing and stealing and shooting and looting the other people that did save their money, the other people that did invest their money. So it ain't nothing gonna change. If we get reparations, it's gonna be the same shit because the mind frame and the narrative of the black community is wrong, and it's just that simple.
So in order to address that, we must come together and look beyond race and realize America is drowning because it's in a moral and spiritual freefall. None of us should be defined by the worst of what we were in the past, but we should be defined by what we want to become in the future. And that people are motivated to change when you give them a vision of victories that are possible, not constantly reminding them of injuries to be avoided.
If you're a supporter of the channel, much love and respect. And if you're one of these haters out here, cut the shit.